Before I show you what Stuart and I ate in the Sindhu restaurant, let me remind you that Atul Kochhar is a 2-time Michelin star chef and has opened a chain of bijou restaurants. We're going fine dining. On the ship, one of our favourite things to do is to experience all the different restaurants. There's everything, isn't there? There's Italian, there's French, there's Indian. One of our favourite restaurants is the Sindhu, and it used to be associated with Atul Kochhar. We're in the Atul Kochhar Sindhu restaurant. We had a free potato parcel to start, and we've now got a cauliflower parcel. We're drinking Sula wine, which, because of the sunshine, has very little tannin, and it's too easy to drink. Tell us about dum cooking.
Okay, so dum cooking is a part of Indian traditional cooking in which you cook the food with seal with clay, or this is wheat flour that you see, any kind of flour. So once it is cooked, all the flavors and the aromas infused in it. So once you seal it, it's first one is you who's been presented with all the flavors and aromas. So it's all fresh.
Yeah, amazing. Thank you.
Khichdi.
Yeah.
So these are the accompaniments. So we have clarified butter. We have yogurt cream, we have chili lime and papada.
Thank you. Thank you.
We also have some real lentil, yellow and
delicious. And guess where we are?
Wembley Stadium. Now we're here because Atul Kochhar has a restaurant next to the stadium. In fact, we're looking for Atul Kochhar, and we're going to visit 3 of his on-land restaurants.
Wembley Stadium welcomes and entertains countries from all over the world, and as you walk down Olympic Way, you'll notice all the trees are different. This is twice Michelin-starred Atul Kochhar's restaurant right by Wembley Stadium, and we're very excited to go in and see if it lives up to the Sindhu, how we remember it when we used to eat Atul Kochhar's food on the ships.
Thank you for joining us here on Doris Visits for one of our chatty podcasts that we do on YouTube.
It's hello from Jean.
And me, Stuart. Now, we love Indian food.
Yeah, it's our favourite.
One of the things we remember is when Atul Kochhar was behind the P&O Indian restaurants known as the Sindhu or East on the Arcadia. Fabulous. So we decided to go
and check out the Atul Kochhar restaurants around the country.
There's quite a few around London now. This is the one in Wembley. And I have to say, probably my favourite. Great fun night.
Yeah, sort of a street kitchen atmosphere in there. Great for crowds, and the food was delicious. I would say I even preferred it to the Atul Kochhar food on the ship.
Wembley was a definite top scorer. This is number 2 of the 3 on-land Atul Kochhar restaurants we tried. This is the one in Amersham. It's known as Hawkyns. It's inside the Crown Hotel, and it's a lovely restaurant. Actually, equal first for me with the one in Wembley. Food was absolutely amazing.
I would say the atmosphere here is even better than Wembley. It's a bit more special, a bit more date nighty, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. When you go to a Michelin star restaurant, obviously the food's better, but it's amazing how with Indian food, it's so different with an Atul Kochhar restaurant. It's wonderful.
We chose really well in this restaurant. The spices and the taste blended beautifully. The staff here are really well trained and they explain the dishes very well. So we've just had our amuse-bouche, which is chickpea and rice flour with a tamarind sauce on the top. And we're at Hawkyns in Crown Inn, which is our 3rd Atul Kochhar restaurant that we're sampling. And today we're joined by David and Christine, his wife.
Now, David, you don't normally eat Indian food, do you?
I don't. It's making me sweat, but I'm enjoying it.
David and Christine are meat eaters, so Christine sampled the lamb, which looked wonderful. We only normally eat chicken and fish, but I did try some of her sauce, and it was wonderful.
And what was actually really nice was that after we finished our meal, and it was superb, the waiter brought us a present from the chef, which was a prawn dish.
It's prawn curry. So what I would recommend is a little bit of rice, a little bit of sauce, and it's sort of rice, and then try the prawns.
It was just to die for.
And it was a very smart move as well, because I now have to go back and have more of that dish.
definitely will go back to Amersham, and we're going with a party, in fact, next week to Wembley.
Well, we're just leaving, but that was an absolutely delicious meal, and we'll be back. Behind me is the Riwaz restaurant in Beaconsfield. The restaurant is really lovely, and there's an outside dining area, which sounds really romantic, but it's actually for the smokers.
Not sure as I'd go back to the third one out of the three. The third one we went to was in Beaconsfield. I put this one third in the film because it's probably our third choice. It was slightly more expensive, which is strange because the prices aren't that different, but we paid almost as much for two here as we had for four in Wembley.
My cocktail is very pretty. It's gin, guava and champagne. Cheers. It's delicious. To my taste, the food wasn't as nice as the food we had in Wembley and Amersham, but it was still very nice indeed, and we had a lovely evening.
Sure, I think Amersham and Wembley were outstanding restaurants. There was no question about that. Of the three, they were my two favourites, without a doubt.
This restaurant is very different to the one in Wembley, which was very buzzy and street food. This is quite oldie-worldy, and the menu is similar to what we had in the Sindhu on the ship. This is compliments of the chef. It's a chickpea cake with a tamarind sauce and cress on the top. So we've got sizzling prawns and chili paneer, which is supposed to be Indian street food.
I'm quite looking forward now to getting back on the ship next week and sampling the Indian food at the Sindhu again, or East as we're on the Arcadia.
I do love the East restaurant on the Arcadia, so it will be very interesting. Halibut goan curry, carrots with green beans, spinach, tucker dal, pilau rice, and cheese naan.
So please do keep in touch with us on Doris Visits, watch our films on YouTube, and join the chat sites and share your experiences, because everybody loves to hear about cruising when they're at home.
I think we chose a good combination. The fish is really delicious, and it's got aubergine with it, and the rest of the food is different than normal Indian restaurants, but delicious. This restaurant is definitely more meat orientated. There's venison and lamb on the menu. Wembley was more vegetarian orientated. So comparing the bill tonight was nearly as much as for four of us at Wembley, and I think I preferred the food at Wembley. Welcome to the Queen Mary 2. I'm back on the Aurora. Virgin ships are for adults only. If Helen did exist, she would have existed within these walls at that time. Beautiful saga ship, the Spirit of Adventure. The Azura was built in 2010, so it's 13 years old now. We haven't been on for a while. Let's go and see if it's changed. It's a tough job, but somebody's got to do it. I mean, who knows when it might fall down. The Marella Discovery 2 accommodates 1,836 guests, has 771 crew. Let's take a look around Long Wharf. We're on the Queen Victoria. We're on a big ship, the Iona, and a big ship means a big cabaret act, and we've got Gary Barlow. Before I show you around the Ventura, I just need to use one of the laundrettes. These dryers are busy, but there's one available at the other end. Remember when we thought the Britannia was a big ship? As you leave the ship, there is a guest information centre where you can get a map. Then you can stroll around the bay into town.